Good day, everyone. We are one of the researchers from BSBA FM36. We are here to share with you the findings of our research paper titled G-Invest as an Investment Platform Among BPO Employees in Quezon City.
Introduction. Investing is considered as one of the most efficient ways of maximizing and growing one's wealth. Although there are numerous platforms and institutions that offer investment securities, people tend to pass on opportunities in investment due to the minimum capital required when entering into investments. People tend to enter BPO because it doesn't require its employees and applicants to have high educational attainment as long as they are equipped with the right skills and qualifications for the job. And they also offer a competitive amount of salary that is enough to cover expenses and will still leave the employee with savings. People must know where they will put their hard-earned money to grow, and there is a barrier that makes people not invest, and that is belief that investing is only for wise, rich, and educated people. To break that barrier, the country's first digital payment platform, GCash, created the G-Invest feature, which enables users to invest with a small amount of initial investment and provides data about securities available on the platform to avail. This study aims to assess both genders' willingness to invest in a conservative investment platform despite differences in risk appetite and tolerance. It is also carried out to determine how G-Invest is the best platform for BPO employees, given that the BPO industry is one of the most emerging in the country, with a busier schedule and heavy workloads. Background of the study. Even though investing has been introduced to the country for a while in the market, most of the people in the country are still hesitant to take advantage of the investment because of its accessibility, information, and affordability issues. The goal of this study is to concentrate on how people working in one of the most emerging industries in the country, which is BPO employees, perceive G-Invest as their investment platform that provides an alternative solution for the issues mentioned before. Statement of the problem. The stated problems were formulated by the researchers to further discuss the issues that BPO employees encounter when deciding to involve themselves in investing and choosing what platform and what type of securities they are going to use to see if there is an effect when people are presented with ideas that relate to their situation to achieve the common goal of maximizing their wealth. The results can be used as a guide to everyone who is experiencing the same issues, such as information, accessibility, and affordability.
Theoretical Framework. When it comes to theoretical framework, our research paper is inclined to a well-known theory founded by Harry Markowitz in 1952, which is portfolio selection. It is claimed that diversifying one's investment portfolio between greater risk, good returns, and lower risk investments is an effective strategy for optimizing returns while maintaining an acceptable level of risk. Successful investing requires a balance of high and low risk investments, which correlates with determining an investor's risk tolerance. The said theory argues that it will assist conservative investors with a busy work schedule in investing by allowing them to choose a mix of low-risk and riskier investments rather than all low-risk investments throughout their portfolio. This is a breakthrough in their personal investing because if there is an opportunity in the market for a value of their other securities in the investor's portfolio to decline, there is an equal potential for other securities to increase in value. The innovation theory of profit. This theory was founded by Joseph A. Schumpeter in 1911. Under this theory, success is through the education or introduction of new ideas. It is the fundamental study or duty of an individual to bring new ideas to the table that could lead to profits. Conceptual Framework. The inputs are the variables affecting the research paper. The research input is the role of G-Invest as an investment platform and the demographic profile of the respondents, which is age, sex, civil status, employment status, and monthly income range. The profitability corresponds to the efficacy of G-Invest as a profitable investment platform. The affordability correlates to whether G-Invest is a platform that provides budget-friendly initial investment. The convenience will determine G-Invest is an accessible and easy-to-use application for beginners. Lastly, the execution. It determines how comprehensively the terms are displayed inside the application. Given the current health risk situation in the Philippines, the researcher conducted the survey questionnaire online. The survey form was delivered to the HR of Accenture before giving it to the possible respondents. After conducting the online survey questionnaire, the data gathered will be analyzed and presented. The researchers will then evaluate the presented data and will provide an interpretation of the evaluated data. The output will be the researcher's recommendation based on the data gathered through online survey questionnaires. The recommendations will be based on the analyzed and evaluated data to avoid bias and subjective recommendations. Review of related literature and studies. According to Chua 2014, back in the day, an investor who wanted to buy or sell a specific stock was required to go to the trading floor, where they could do their transaction personally. However, now that there has been an evolution in technology that has had a significant impact on trading, investors are able to easily buy and sell their investments through online investment platform. There is no longer a requirement for anyone to go to the office of the broker in order to complete any of the transactions associated with buying or selling an investment. The key advantage of employing an online investment platform are the cheap transactions costs and the accelerated pace of the process, the affordability, and the convenience. The online platform's ability to improve the performance of the investor using the platform system, which will only require them to complete the transaction with a minimal amount of effort in order to claim that the system is indeed efficient. G-Invest as an investment platform. Alcaraz and Crescini 2021. What's great about the new online investment platform of GCash, which is G-Invest, is that it enables every Filipino to secure their hard-earned money from the ravages of inflation, while simultaneously providing them with the opportunity to invest. For as low as 50 pesos, user can now invest in a financial market. GCash has a partnership with Atrium Group, which is an asset management and financial advisory company. GCash or G-Invest, like other investment platforms, provides a questionnaire that measures and analyzes the user to determine what kind of investor they are based on their risk rating or risk appetite.
Presenting the statistical treatment of data and the summary of findings. The statistical treatment of data. The data gathered in this study was organized and classified to ensure that the questionnaire had been properly completed and contained accurate information. The researchers then input the data into the computer and used the following statistical tools. A normality test, particularly the Shapiro-Wilk test, was performed to determine if the parametric test will be used in addressing the research objectives. If the p-values are greater than 5%, the researchers use parametric test. If the p-values are less than 5%, it means that the data is not normally distributed, so the non-parametric tests were used. The frequency and percentage. In order to categorize the respondents, the frequency and percentage distribution were employed. The researchers used the weighted mean to find out what the average answer was for each and many options given in the different parts of the survey questionnaire. The researchers used one-way Anova to determine if there is any significant difference between the means of the group data. These groups may vary under the effects of one factor. The data is organized into groups and presented in a data table. The assumptions in Anova are normal distribution data, independent simple random samples, and constant variance. Let's talk about the research summary of findings. The first section is about the profile of the respondents, demographic profile of the respondents. In terms of age, the majority of the respondents, composed 60.4% of the 182 respondents, come from the 18 to 25 years old age group. In terms of gender, the majority of the respondents are female, composed 59.9% of the respondents, followed by males, composed 40.1% of the respondents. With regards to civil status, 130 out of 182 or 71.4% of the respondents are single. In terms of employment status, 63.2% of the respondents are permanent employees. With regards to the monthly income range, the majority of the respondents, which is 26.9%, have a monthly income range of 11,000 to 20,000 pesos, followed by 22% with 21,000 to 30,000 pesos, and 17% said that they have 11,000 and below monthly income range.
For the second part, the summary of findings of profitability profile of the respondents. In terms of duration, majority of the respondents that have been using GInvest to 1 to 5 months. On the other hand, the main security purchased by most of the respondents is Philippine Stock Index Fund, while most of the respondents have a total gain and loss of 9% below, followed by 10% to 30%. In terms of awareness, the respondents are fully aware of the GCash application and its feature GInvest as an investment platform. Supported by the study of Simbre and Barriga, most of the employed workers in the business district of Manila are familiar with the Philippine Stock Exchange. The summary of findings in efficacy of using GInvest in terms of affordability. Affordability is one of the most appealing aspects of GInvest to investors. The platforms allow for small capital to invest with no transaction fees, which make it affordable for BPO employees, demonstrating that it is accessible to all. In terms of convenience, users enjoy the application over a traditional bank because it saved them time and effort while still allowing them to manage their investments and basic identity. It is simple to use and requires a little in the way of identification. The affordability and convenience of GInvest as online platform was supported by Chua on 2014. He added that online investment platform provide cheap transaction costs and accelerate the pace of the process. In terms of execution or performance, respondents asserted that they have confidence in the investment platform because it gives them the information they require to understand investments, and that the platform's partnership with the top asset manager furthers their confidence in it.
The third section of the summary of findings shows the significant difference between the levels of awareness and levels of efficiency when the GInvest users are grouped according to their demographic profile. On the level of awareness, results show that the computed p-value for age, civil status, and monthly income is smaller than 5%. In this case, the null hypotheses were rejected. The researchers therefore conclude that there is a significant difference on age, civil status, and monthly income range with regards to their levels of awareness when using GInvest. On the other hand, sex and employment status showed a p-value larger than 5%. Therefore, the researchers conclude that there is no significant difference on sex and employment status with regards to their level of awareness when using GInvest. On the levels of efficiency, results show that the computed p-value for all areas of profile are greater than 5%. In this case, the null hypotheses were accepted. Therefore, the researchers conclude that there is no significant difference between the levels of efficiency when the GInvest users are grouped according to their demographic profile. The fourth section shows the significant difference between the levels of awareness and levels of efficiency when GInvest users are grouped according to their profitability in using GInvest. On the levels of awareness, results show that the computed p-value for main security purchase is smaller than 5%. In this case, the null hypotheses were rejected. The researchers therefore conclude that there are significant differences on main security purchase with regards to the respondents' level of awareness when using GInvest. On the other hand, length of using GInvest and gain and loss show the p-value larger than 5%. Therefore, the researchers conclude that there is no significant difference on the length of using GInvest and gain and loss with regards to the respondents' level of awareness when using GInvest. Finally, on the levels of efficiency, results show that the computed p-value for main security purchase and gain and loss is smaller than 5%. In this case, the null hypotheses were rejected. The researchers were able to conclude that there are significant differences on main security purchase and gain and loss with regards to the respondents' levels of efficiency when using GInvest. On the other hand, length of using GInvest showed a p-value larger than 0.05. Therefore, the researchers conclude that there is no significant difference on the length of using GInvest with regards to their levels of efficiency when using GInvest.
Conclusion: the researchers conclude that the respondents who utilize GInvest as an investment platform are from the age group of 18 to 25, and the majority of the respondents are female in terms of civil status. The majority of the respondents are single people, while the job status of the majority of the respondents is permanent. According to the findings, majority of them use GInvest in the range of 1 to 5 months, which dims their total gain and loss to 9% below. The most popular security used by the respondents is the Philippine Stock Index Fund. Almost all the respondents use GCash with a mean of 4.66, and the respondents are familiar with the other GCash features such as GInvest. With their familiarity with the features of GInvest, they are aware of the potential advantages of GInvest as an investment platform. With the respondents' use of the GInvest feature of GCash as an investment platform with a mean of 4.24, with the respondents' use of the GInvest, they know how to utilize the features of the investment platform. The respondents deem that the use of GInvest as an investment platform is affordable with its low amount of starting investment, no transaction cost, and little to no commission spent. The convenience of the GInvest, on the other hand, gained an overall mean of 4.45. It shows that the respondents can easily track all of their investment activities and can be managed easily. With just the basics required to start the investment, with an overall mean of 4.37, the execution process involves the GInvest giving the data of past performance of certain investments, and the confidence of the respondents in their companies associated with GInvest in terms of managing the portfolio of the respondents. Next is the level of the awareness and efficiency of the respondents shows that there is a significant difference when they are grouped according to their demographic profile. Therefore, the researchers reject the first hypothesis, while the researchers accept the second hypothesis that there is no significant difference between the levels of awareness and efficiency when the G-Invest users are grouped according to the profitability of using G-Invest. Recommendation. Based on the findings and conclusion presented, here are the recommendations. Respondents to this study, based on the result of the study, assessing themselves to their current experience and knowledge in investing may bring light and opportunity to their current and future profession and business career. Next is the aspiring investors looking to start their investing careers. Seeking the right investment type and investment platform can be difficult, especially for the investors that are new to the investing. Analyzing the investment appetite before engaging in the risk of investing will highly be beneficial. The company of investment type and investment platform with an investor appetite will be an advantage in realizing great returns. MYNT Global Financial Innovations Inc. The following are the recommendations based on the study conducted are: first, considering broadening the investment opportunities G-Invest offer to expand the horizon of the aspiring investor as well as the ones that are already engaged in investing. Number 2 is improve the establishment and advertisement materials used in introducing G-Invest feature of GCash. G-Invest is not as widely known as GCash, which is widely used at the present time. And finally, number 3, given the thought of making a tutorial video on transactions and withdrawals for beginners, aspiring investors will be familiarized faster and the system and will not hesitate to engage in investing. And lastly, this recommendation is highly for the future researchers. The researchers recommend having the further studies to expand the area of research and not limit it to the scope of the G-Invest as an investment platform among BPO employees in Quezon City. Future researchers may conduct a study with longer time frames since the time constraints are a major factor and limitation of this study. And thank you very much for listening to us.